Power scaling is boring. It's dull, it's passé, we don't need more Naruto power scaling conversations. Instead, I'll be comparing characters in Naruto based on something that is not talked about to the appropriate level it should be. Who is the best dressed? Well, that's what we're going to answer today. I'm going to be ranking the outfits of specifically the Konoha 12 from part 1 of Naruto, and we'll be determining who was the best and the worst dressed as told by me. I may not be the arbiter of all of Naruto discussions, nor of all of fashion discussions, but damn it, I'm the arbiter of my own opinion, and that's what I'm going to share. Since this is my opinion, I won't be assigning arbitrary numerical scores, but I do want to give you some idea of what kinds of things I'll be considering. Really, there are 4 main categories. 1. Aesthetic. How does it look? 2. Notable features. What stands out for this fit? 3. Boldness. Is this something that would be notable even in the world of Naruto? And 4. Utility. How practical is it? That being said, each category is relative and subjective, and there may be instances where a character's look is unimpressive in a single category, but their performance in others more than makes up for it. The opposite is also possible, where a character's look ranks well in multiple categories but falls flat in others. So tell me where you think I got it right, or oh so wrong, in the comments below. What is your personal ranking of these looks? With that in mind, let's count down from the worst dressed to the best dressed of the Konoha 12 from part 1 of Naruto. Number 12, Shino. Shino has the dubious honor of being the worst dressed of the Konoha 12 where part 1 is concerned. His outfit certainly has some utility given that he's wearing a jacket. That's good to keep you warm, or keep the hive of bugs you harbor under your skin from being disturbed by light unnecessarily. In terms of notable features, he has sunglasses, which might come in handy if most ninja work weren't in the shadows, or in the forests, or what have you. They would come in handy doing work in the Land of Wind, but he wears them all the time, which make me think they are for not disturbing Shino by light unnecessarily, or to simply make his eyes look like compound eyes, which, ew. The design is clean and overall simple, which isn't really a problem. Unfortunately, one of the cardinal sins it does commit is that it's rather boring and forgettable. Aesthetically speaking, it's dull. I'm done looking at it, which also serves as my judgment for its boldness. I think the only thing that is bold about it is the sunglasses, which, again, I don't think make a lot of sense to wear 100% of the time, unless it's to make him look more like a bug. And if you're gonna do that, really go for it. Verdict is boring, no jutsu. Number 11, Shikamaru. Now, Shikamaru is an interesting case. To be frank, I like his look. I think more men should be bold enough to pull off a little short-sleeve shrug like Shikamaru is here. The shrug, the light chainmail he wears underneath it, and his choice of displaying his Konoha headband on his sleeve all serve as notable features that I like very much. Where it becomes more complicated is that he gets a standard issue flak jacket upon promotion to Chunin, and from then on, he looks, well, like most of the other members of Konoha's ninja forces. Is it practical in terms of the category of utility? Of course it is. He's got compartments for ninja tools and scrolls all over. But is it bold? A bit at first, and then not at all when he does don the jacket, though he does retain the notable feature of his headband placement. Ultimately, it becomes forgettable too, but it is more dynamic than Shino's forgettability, which remains static throughout part 1. Verdict is conformist no jutsu. Number 10, Hinata. Hinata is ranked dead last in terms of her outfit amongst the ladies of Konoha 12. There's not much boldness about her, as she wears a cream-colored coat that swallows her up. Now, I like an oversized article of clothing as much as the next shinobi, but as far as notable features go, that coat is wearing her and not the other way around. Not to mention, I don't think it needs the fur lining. Personally, that's a step too far for me. Having said that, the patches on her shoulders elevate the whole thing for me, and I can't deny the utility of a coat like that, which, in my opinion, looks to provide the most warmth out of all of the Konoha 12's jackets, save maybe one entry. And there's an additional bit of utility going on with Hinata's coat and the position of her headband. It's a bit of visual storytelling, as we can see just by her being swallowed up in that oversized coat and how it kind of hides her headband under its neckline that she's a shy individual. So though her look isn't bold, it looks good aesthetically, those patches are notable and a wonderful addition, and it has utility for her as a ninja and as a means of visually showing us her shyness. And all that combines in a way that I think elevates her above the previous entries. Verdict is visual shorthand no jutsu. Number 9, Kiba. Now I'm not above admitting where I have bias, and to be honest, I have a bias against Kiba as a character. A bias that has nothing to do with dogs, by the way, and everything to do with his rather grandiose self-image. He's a guy who thinks he's fly, but is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants to be Hokage, but just sits on his broke ass. That being said, I can't deny that he has quite simply the best jacket among the Konoha 12, with the exception of one other member. It's the notable feature in his outfit by far, and even though I think that the fur was too much on Hinata, on Kiba, it's right at home. It elevates his entire look, making him look aesthetically very, very cool. He's not cool, but at least he looks it. Heck, that jacket not only receives great marks for aesthetic and notable features, but he's also got boldness in spades. At this point, I'm basically praising Kiba's jacket rather than the whole look, which is why it isn't higher on the list. And as for utility, well, I mean, that jacket may be cooler than other jackets from the group, but I see shockingly little in terms of pockets. I know it's meant to be evocative of a dog, but you aren't a dog, Kiba, and if you were, even dogs have those little barrels or collars with which to potentially store things. What's your excuse? Verdict is one trick pony, or dog, no jutsu. Number 8, Rock Lee. Now this might be a controversial pick to put so high on the list. A skin-tight green bodysuit with leg warmers isn't a look just anyone could pull off. Yet here is Rock Lee doing just that. If you told me the individual pieces of this look, I'd think you were bonkers to then tell me I'd like the final product. We have the aforementioned skin-tight green bodysuit, orange leg warmers that seem to be cable knit, linen wrappings on the arms, a red belt, which, given this is a onesie, doesn't seem all that functional in and of itself, and tying it all together with a bowl cut? The list sounds tragic. It does. Yet, I can't deny that no other look seems appropriate for Konoha's handsome devil. So while some may find it aesthetically questionable, I question none of this. Those notable features are what combines into such a wonderful formula in the first place. As for its boldness, that is also undeniable. In terms of utility, that is a bit more debatable in my opinion. I mean, it clearly allows for a full range of movement, which is important to a taijutsu expert like Lee. Yet, it doesn't leave a lot of pockets available. He doesn't really need to store very much, and I doubt a cargo onesie would actually be an improvement, but if he did need to store something, he'd have challenges. The real judge of utility comes down to the breathability of the fabric here, and let's be honest, we know that onesie is rank. There's no way around it. All that adds up to an unforgettable look that is iconic and smelly all in one package. Verdict is morph suit no jutsu. Number 7, Choji. Choji is a man who likes a lot of pieces in his wardrobe. He likes to layer, to combine, to make a look out of multiple items, and you know what? Me too. I like a lot of options, and the pieces that Choji has assembled are great, with one glaring exception. Aesthetically, his shirt, shorts, green jacket, scarf, and even linen wrappings on his arm are great. Amongst my favorite put together looks so far. I do take issue with his modified headband, however, mostly because it looks like a pair of briefs. It looks like the boy is wearing underwear on his head. It does. That choice alone does impact his aesthetic sensibilities negatively, but it also elevates the boldness of the look, so it's a solid trade-off, and I can accept the fact that it isn't a pair of briefs. It ties in the back, it just has an extra flap on the top to put him in a devil horn hairstyle moment. And hey, that does seem to be a utilitarian way of dealing with one's hair. Speaking of utility, beyond the unique hairstylings, you'll notice that something is missing from his look that I've docked other characters for not having already up to this point. Pockets. He doesn't have many or any visible ones, but returning to the fact that there are so many individual pieces to this outfit, that versatility offsets any loss of utility points from a lack of pockets, because he can really adjust his outfit in a variety of situations. It looks good overall, it feels appropriate for the character, and it is the right mix of bold and functional that means Choji's look deserves its place here on the list. Verdict is layers no jutsu. Number 6, Tenten. Tenten is finally getting some recognition here, being in the top half of this list of the best dressed, and I think it's easy to see why. First of all, she has the best pants of the Konoha 12. It's just a nice color. That still fits the overall color scheme that is common to the Leaf Village shinobi, yet it also complements her vest very nicely. She's chosen to forego sleeves, likely for increased range of movement, and I mean, she's probably worked on her arms to be able to hurl around so many weapons like she does. If I did all that work on my arms, I too would want to show them off. Not only does she look good, but it is a bold pink color, and she's even the only woman in the group to put time into a more intricate updo. And she's also notable for being the only woman in the group to wear her headband forehead protector over her actual forehead. She's even integrated her hairstyle over the band too. I like a lot of the thought that goes into her routine, and I'm sure she spends a lot of time in the morning getting ready. She's doing well in terms of aesthetic, boldness, and notable features. Confusingly, it's in utility that things go a little sideways, because out of all the characters on this list, she's the one I expect to have pockets. Just a lot of pockets, but she doesn't really, does she? Instead, she chooses to use scrolls for bringing a lot of weapons to the battlefield, along with the kind of standard issue leg-mounted case and belt-mounted pack. She basically completely drops utility for the sake of the look, which I do respect, but it does bring her overall performance down. Still, she's always going to turn heads, and as someone often overlooked, I think it's fitting she gets to be amongst the top contenders in who dressed the best. Verdict is Swiss Army knife, but make it fashion, no jutsu. Number 5, Ino. Now, I'm going to address Ino directly in this section. Let's start with the good news, Ino. You are in the top 5. We love to see it. And it's well deserved, because I don't think any of the girls have quite so bold a look. And a lot of that is in the simple color choice, which I expect from a person knowledgeable about flowers and their assorted arrangements to have. As for the bad news, you may be able to tell just through process of elimination that you did not beat out Sakura. But were you really expecting to? I mean, let's be real, you really phoned it in with the hairstyle from an aesthetic perspective. Is a high pony functional? Without a doubt, but that function is generally to keep hair out of your face, and you just undo that entirely with the bangs. So I'm starting to think its true function is to hide some rat's nest that's a single layer of hair down closer to your scalp. Or maybe that's what you want me to think. Or maybe that's what you want Sakura to think, isn't it? In truth, I think I can see right through you and understand that this is a choice made for her benefit. You toned it down. We both know you have an outgoing personality and the confidence to wear linen wrappings as shorts under this high-rising slit down both sides of your skirt moment. You could probably rock that platinum hair in a variety of ways, but as much as you bluster, you aren't trying to outshine Sakura like that. And it's that restraint that makes you an admirable friend, but does impact your score. And it's a pity, because in terms of aesthetic and boldness, your look is easily one of the best. Your notable features scream Ino. To be honest, that aesthetic and boldness are so good, they offset the fact that there is no utility going on at all in this outfit. Pockets? Never heard of them. Actual pants or shorts? Who's that? A hair tie for your high pony, but no barrette for those stray bangs? Not on your life. Verdict is humble icon, no jutsu. Number 4, Neji. Neji is one of those people whose fashion choices break all the rules, but in a way that is irreproachable. The notable features are his short sleeve top and unique headband. I'm not even sure what to call that headband situation. I mean, he has these great little straps hanging down, which frame his face very nicely, but if you ask me what they were for, or what they were intended to strap down, I couldn't tell you to save my life. The top is just a standout. It's a similar cream color to Hinata's that makes it apparent that these are Hyuga colors. And when you are a member of the Hyuga clan, you have to rep the colors. But no one said you had to do it with such a cool top. I love how it fastens closed. I love the little patches on the shoulders. I love that he went with short sleeves in his younger years. And I love the choice of linen wrappings on just the right side of his body. It's clean. And even though the color is a neutral, its amount and styling is still very bold. No one else has a top like this or a headband like that. If I were a fellow Leaf Village ninja walking by him in the streets, I would stop him to ask him where he got them, and I would accept the fact that he probably has no intention of telling me. It's bold, it's aesthetically pleasing, its notable features are well highlighted, and I think it also has the right mix of utility. Does it have pockets? I think we can assume the usual amount, and maybe some of those patches or pockets too, who's to say? The truth is, he is beat out by our top three because, well, they're the main three, and thus Kishimoto saved his best looks for them. And I doubt Neji would mind that being the case. Verdict is clean and clear and ready to throw down no jutsu. Number 3, Sakura. Like others on this list, Sakura has some signature colors, and she didn't fall back on clan colors to discover them. In the past, I've been critical of the pink-red combo and have since evolved in my opinions on the matter. Even with my past aversion to the combo, though, I always found Sakura's look to be great. It's aesthetically great. I love the way her top hangs down in the front and back. I love the simple circles and lines added. Its red color is bold as hell. Every bit as bold as Naruto's orange, which people like to joke about in relation to him being a ninja. I'd say her red makes her just as visible, not to mention her hair color, which is also very bright and unusual. I love the way she uses her headband as, well, a headband, and that it sits back on her head quite a bit. So it's bold, it's aesthetically pleasing, and the notable features play very well into that. In terms of utility, well, it has a bit more than Ino's. I mean, for one, she has actual shorts. Love to see that. And for two, the top flows into the flaps rather than being separate pieces like Ino is wearing. Where she doesn't have much utility is in doing absolutely nothing with her hair beyond tying it up top with her headband. And that leaves her hair open for, well, pulling and grabbing, which does become an issue in the Forest of Death portion of the Chunin exams. However, if my statements on Hinata's looks as it relates to visual storytelling have taught you anything, it should be that I love when wardrobe or appearance decisions are used to help tell a character's story arc. And while that certainly was the case when she lopped that hair off. As a brief aside, it always bothered me how people spoke about that moment in the fandom because, well, let's just call a spade by saying the fandom is full of a bunch of Sakura haters. People look at her position and act as though she should have stabbed her assailant instead of cutting her hair, and all I have to say to that is y'all are dumb, and her first priority absolutely should be to free herself and get away. She's still in trouble even if she stabs this woman because she has a hold of her hair. All that to say, she looks amazing, and once she cuts her hair in that moment, choosing to be a serious shinobi over holding onto her hair for the sake of attracting her crush, it's one of my favorite Sakura moments early on. And the shorter hair means more utility. All in all, she's got the whole package, and I can't help but want to support that collection of attributes to the best of my ability. Verdict is, that girl, no jutsu. Number 2, Naruto. This placement may surprise you, or you may have taste like me and have placed Naruto in your personal list of worst to best dressed Naruto characters here all along. Regardless, it's impossible to deny that Naruto's look ticks all the boxes. Bold? Check. In fact, he's often unfairly maligned in the boldness of his look. But let's be real, orange and blue are complements, and they work well with his very blonde hair. Utility, well, he and Kiba seem to have the best looking jackets among the group if you ask me, but Naruto's jacket just has some more cool variation included. I love the thick cable knit quality of the neckline, love how the sleeves roll up a bit on his arms so they stay out of the way, and even though he's supposedly not aware of his heritage, he is repping symbols of the Uzumaki clan on his shoulder and his back. Heck, his shoulder has this cool little dangling ornament moment going on. And unlike some others who pick a bold top color but wimp out on the pants, Bro is wearing matching orange pants that he's also rolled the sleeves up on. When he decides on a color, he goes for it. That's commitment, the likes of which no other characters display, and it's only right in conjunction with his own personal character arc. The man commits so hard, he made a whole ninja way about just how hard. And he knows what he's about. He knew that the look was incomplete without some headgear, so even before earning his headband, he's sporting a set of goggles. This, like Rock Lee's outfit, is one that if you just described to me in words, I would assume it would never work. Yet, here it is in all its glory, and guess what? Looks great. And you know what else? The look is unmistakably Naruto, but even looks good as a standard within a group of all him. How many others have a look so good that you can see it with 999 other identical guys and think, damn, that group knows how to dress. And probably dance, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised. Verdict is knucklehead chic no jutsu. Number 1, Sasuke. In our number 1 spot was an easy selection. Sasuke is the only character to have not one complete iconic look, but 2 complete iconic looks that are completely separate from one another. We have his initial blue outfit, sporting the Uchiha emblem on his back. He's got the high collar like many of the characters in Naruto, but that is still somehow also very Uchiha. He's got a modified version of linen wrappings where they appear to be wrapped in some sort of shin guard situation, and to top it all off, he's paired his blue pieces with white shorts. Not only does the color scheme look good, but all members of Team Kakashi sport some white in their outfits, leading to a harmonic resonance between team members that is not present in any other group. Then he comes back for the Chunin exam finals after training with Kakashi, wearing an all-black outfit, fully entering his edgelord era. This look is iconic because we hadn't seen him for a bit. His hair is also longer, indicating just how long he was out of the village training. It was a kind of new reveal of sorts, and the accessories are what push it over the edge. The linen wraps have spread and cover arms as well as legs, and he even has these funky elbow pads that have a kind of punkish quality to them that I love. He's even added black straps over the linen wrappings to great effect. And he needs that extra edge because without it, you start to realize the big flaw to this outfit. In truth, his biggest downside is that this is a black romper. Yes, Sasuke is wearing a romper in public. And yes, I wouldn't have personally put any of my characters in a romper. Kishimoto is a fashion innovator, and like many innovators, not every idea is great on its own, but I can't deny the impact of the look overall. So I'm willing to forgive the fact that Sasuke Uchiha wears a romper. Utility is solid amongst both looks, though he's also lacking some pockets. He does have great freedom of movement, and since his looks are both so evocative of the Uchiha, there's the added utility of letting opponents know just how difficult it will be to mess with him and his special eyes. Like Naruto, he really checks all the boxes, but not just once. If his second look didn't go so hard, I might be able to wave it off and say it didn't really impact much. But we don't live in that reality, do we? We live in the reality where Sasuke is the biggest fashionista of the village, a trait he carries with him into the future. So let's all congratulate him on his placement. He may not have parents, cousins, or even any apparent legal guardians, but boy does have some nice clothes. Verdict is Gucci, Dior, and Uchiha no Jutsu. Thank you for watching my list ranking the Konoha 12 from part 1 of Naruto from worst to best dressed. If you liked this video in real life, please consider liking it digitally here on YouTube as well. And if you want more videos like this one, please consider subscribing to my channel and suggesting other ways I can rank the fits of your favorite or least favorite anime characters. Until next time!